People grieve differently, the same way we do so many different things differently. We grieve differently. And the fact that we grieve differently actually can be a source of conflict between people, and can be a source of inner conflict too. So, in regard to conflict between people, it can be challenging when we see someone who we love and we've experienced the same loss, and yet they're expressing it very differently. So that could be that maybe you haven't seen them cry, or maybe they don't seem sad enough for you, or maybe they seem to be like getting on with daily life in a way that's quicker than what you would think is normal, right? So that can be challenging when you, let's say, have a couple where they're grieving differently, siblings who are grieving differently, friends. It can be challenging, especially when you have this perception that there's a right way to grieve, and which is the way you're doing it, and the other way is wrong. That can be hard. Another thing is that sometimes we judge ourselves because we think there's a certain way that's the right way to grieve, and we're not grieving that way. Maybe we have an image that like life totally shuts down and stops, and for some reason we feel like we are finding comfort in just like continuing with life and doing things that need to get done on our task list, whatever. And then we judge ourselves. Or it could be the opposite. Maybe we feel like we're being overly emotional and not moving forward fast enough. So these kind of judgments, based on how long we should feel a certain way or how we should be manifesting that grief between family and friends and within ourselves, can be such a big source of conflict. So aside from the actual loss that we're dealing with, then you layer on top of it that judgment between people, this self-judgment. And so stepping back and removing that layer of that judgment will give us the freedom and space to just grieve. And it's okay to grieve the way that your mind and body and heart let you grieve. For some people, they need time before they can get into that space of actually really having that deep cry. They just can't in the moment. They find out very sad news, and they, for whatever reason, they cannot feel it until something then sets it off, and then they can let it out. And that's okay. Some people, the second they hear sad news, boom, crying. They are like totally all there. They realize like there's no right way. And so letting go of the thought that there's a right way and a wrong way to grieve can just, like I said, remove that layer of complication and just let people grieve. So, thinking of you all.